All right, looks like we're live, and welcome everybody to the Wednesday morning tournament. I am your host, Rob Barrington, here with our resident pro, Gavin Wolpert. Welcome, buddy.
How you doing? Good to see everybody. Good to see you,
everybody.
Rob.
You too, as well, bud. We had a beautiful game last week, so we're going for two in a row this week.
I decided not to shave, and on my bridge team we have a rule: when you do well, when you're doing well, that you're not allowed to shave. It's going to break the most. So
it's the rally beard.
For sure. So I kept it, and I want you to know that not only did we have an 85% game last Wednesday, but also in my hockey game on Wednesday night, I scored a goal and got an assist in a one-goal game against a team that hadn't lost a game in 18 straight games, and we beat them by one. And so that was a big Wednesday for me. So I'm hoping that today we have 85% again, and tonight I go ahead and score 2 goals. That's my goal for the day.
Nice. All right, well, let's get it started here. Let's see how we can do. I can't say we're going to get up to 85, but we can certainly give it a shot. And looks like we wake up with a pretty interesting hand. Partner opens a spade, and we have a flat 15 count with 3 spades. There is a bid that the robot knows for this, but I know you hate it, Kevin. I think we talked about this in the last couple of sessions. Actually,
we have. In fact, in last week we decided. I don't know. Did we decide not to?
We did 3-0 with this hand.
Did we? Are you sure? Are you sure we did? I thought we went the same way twice.
I can't remember. I think we went. I think we diverged.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I mean, we can talk about it every single time it comes up. I'm just not a fan of bids that take up the entire auction when you have a good chance at slam. And this hand, like what Rob's talking about, is we could bid 3-0 trump to show 12, like a minimum opening hand with 3-card spade support and a balanced hand. And that's a good description of our hand. The problem is that there are very many light slams that we can get to that with a hand like this. Like if you can imagine, just for stiff club and partner's hand, and there's just a really good chance we're going to have a slam. So doing this makes it very hard to find slams like that.
Yeah. Well, Bruce brings up a point in the chat, and let's just talk about that. It says, but the robot can't have more than us because this is a best hand tournament. But let's construct a hand that is a minimum that still has enough to play slam. And the hand I'm thinking about, Gavin, here is ace of diamonds, king, queen of spades, and the king of hearts and a stiff club. That's a 12 count where we're just cold for slam. And we're not going to be getting there if we bid 3-0 trump usually, right? And, we would love to be able to hear something about shortness of clubs if we can get there and allow our partner to say that. That being said, I think most of the time in a robot tournament, 3-0 trump is going to be the right bid here, only because it's available. But yes, I think here we start with 2 clubs just because we're on the edge a little bit, and
I'm okay with 3-0 trump, to be honest with you. I feel like I'm okay either way. Obviously, like 2 clubs is here's the issue with 2 clubs and with the robot is it's not going to make it easy for us to get to slam when partner has a singleton club.
Right.
It's not so if I was playing with my partner, with a regular partner, I would expect on that hand that we were talking about where partner has ace fifth of diamonds and king queen fifth of spades, I could bid 2 clubs. My partner wouldn't take 2 clubs for very much. My partner would bid 2 diamonds. I would get to support with 2 spades. My partner would now show me their 5-5 and we would be on our way. I don't think we're going to have such a constructive auction with the robots. So I'm actually okay with just gambling 3-0 on this hand. I mean, whatever you want to do.
I think 3-0 is pretty reasonable, and just to see if we can play it there. It's usually the only time we can play in no trump with a major suit fit, and the robot's usually pretty decent about pulling with terrible hands. And here it looks like we bought okay. We bought a nice lead here.
It was certainly a helpful lead. There's no question about it. Let's take a moment. So while you're thinking about the play, this is something that's really, really, really important. We are in an unconventional contract, and we have to take note of that right away. There are going to be a significant percentage of the pairs in 4 spades on this hand. And so when we're deciding how to play a hand like this, you always need to be aware of how many tricks you would take in the other contract. So before I even start thinking about how I will play this hand in 3-0 trump, I want to evaluate roughly what 4 spades is going to make. And when I do that,
it's a good thing to do. You want to kind of count your winners / losers in both contracts to see how many you need to make in no trump to be successful.
Right, and we're going to end up having to think through 3-0 trump. So the important thing is to start by thinking about 4 spades. Let's get that thought out of the way before we can even start planning our play, so we have an idea of our goal.
Yeah.
If we were in 4 spades, we would certainly lose a spade. We will likely lose a heart and a club, right? So probably 3 losers. But you can see that it's possible in spades that if they don't set up their heart quick enough, it's possible we might be able to use our club to discard dummy's heart. That's one. So 4 spades is going to probably make 4, but it may make 5. Just keep that in mind.
Yep. Question is, what do we take this lead as? And in a normal situation, we wouldn't know what the heck this was because it doesn't make a ton of sense unless it's 4th best from a 5-card holding, right? It's the 4, we're missing the 2. So if it's 4th best, right-hand opponent has a singleton, but it has to be singleton deuce. So this doesn't make sense to be, something like that as far as I'm looking at it, Gavin.
Yeah, well, we know that they wouldn't lead if they had King 10 4th of spades. That would be a ridiculous lead because they're leading into our 8-card fit. They would be compromising their 10.
This is usually shortness, by the way.
Yeah, I would guess it's a doubleton. I would guess it's a doubleton because even a singleton would be a ridiculous lead in this spot, like picking up their partner's 10 or jack or 9 and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, exactly. I don't. So if it's a doubleton, it's either from 3 little or it's from 2 little, or it could
Something
be a
like
singleton.
That.
Right. So the question is, if it's 3 little, could it be King 10 doubleton in East? That would be a time where we would need to go up with the queen. That's pretty much the only time that we're going to need to go up with the queen is if it's King 10 doubleton with East. But I don't
super unlikely on this lead and this auction here. And and the reason it's weird, folks, because they know that our North player opened a spade, and they also know that we have an 8-card spade fit. So this is a very odd choice for them. Like, I don't really get it, but I'm just going to play low. Does that seem right?
Yeah. So the only thing, here's what I'm thinking. So we're this hand is going to be pretty simple, right? We're going to set up our spades for 4 tricks, and we have 3 diamond tricks is 7, and the ace king of diamonds, or sorry, ace king of clubs rather, is 9, and the heart is 10. So we're going to probably take 10 tricks in this hand. We have one added chance of getting a trick is if the opponents don't shift to hearts when they get in with their spade trick. We can then try to establish our long club for an extra winner. So what would be ideal is if we force the decision of what to play at trick 2 on them as soon as possible in a way that they wouldn't know for sure to play a heart. Unfortunately, looking at that dummy, they're probably going to play a heart.
Yeah, that seems pretty obvious.
What I would like to do is make them make that decision as soon as possible. Let's play low at trick 1 and see what happens. But, all right. So now we're going to pound out that king of spades and hope they don't shift to hearts. All right. So
I think we ducked.
All right. That was bad. That was the worst outcome. They found the heart shift. We are probably going to lose a heart trick and a club trick from here, but we have a small chance of a squeeze on this hand, and let's talk about how that's going to work. At some stage of this hand, we're going to take our 3 diamonds and we're going to take our 3 spades, right? And there's only going to be those 5 cards left, or actually 4 because of this heart is going to be played. So at that point, if somebody has to guard both clubs and hearts, they're going to have a problem. So we want to orchestrate this that is might be what happens. So that perhaps at the end of this hand, somebody who is going to be forced to guard both clubs and hearts. How can we do that? If we win the ace of hearts now, it's impossible, because what will happen is we win the ace of hearts, we take our 3 spades and we take our 3 diamonds. It's going to leave us 4 cards, the ace, king, 2 of clubs, and a heart in dummy. And so we know with those 4 cards, if somebody has the queen, jack, 3rd of clubs and the king of hearts, they can save all 4 of those cards, and there's nothing we can do about it. So we know a squeeze won't work if we win the ace of hearts.
Well,
so,
and let's also just talk specifically about the winners we have left. Okay, and we have 9 winners left, right? 3 diamonds, 2 clubs, and 3 spades. Okay, so and the ace of hearts. So there's 9 winners, so we can take 10 tricks, right? The squeeze only works is if we have 1 loser on top of that, basically. So here we have 1 loser, which means if we take the rest, we're going to take 12 tricks. However, if we duck this, now we will be at the 11 trick level, right? And we have 10 winners, right? So that is the time where we can start ripping off our winners and where we are in position to squeeze them out of the 1 card we want in either clubs or hearts. I don't know if that made more sense or confused the situation, but we need to be within that one trick threshold of the number we have as winners and the number we want to get to, basically.
Yeah, so I think now normally with this hearts suit we would play the jack, and that would be our best chance at taking 2 heart tricks. But it would be incredibly weird for them to come back to 10 of hearts
King, Queen, 10.
from King Queen 10. Yeah. So I just don't think that's happening. So instead, I think we should play low, because the jack will be a better card to potentially squeeze somebody with later.
And we expect them to lead a heart. And now that we're here, right now we count our winners and we have 10. So we can win 10 tricks right now total and make 4. But in the process of taking all of these winners, we can also possibly squeeze them out of a card. So now that we're at this nice number, we're going to take our ace.
But not so, and it's critical which order we cash our tricks,
because are important.
If we take our diamonds first and then our spades, we're just going to be stuck in dummy with the ace, king, deuce of clubs. So they'll know what to keep. They'll keep the clubs, and that will be that. If we go the other route and cash our spades first and then our diamonds, we can end up in our hand where we actually have the heart that they might need to guard if they have the king, queen of hearts and the queen of clubs. So spades first, pitching 2 clubs from our hand.
Yep.
You might want to cash let's cash the ace of clubs before we cash that last spade.
See an honor
to make sure that if it's not queen, jack, doubleton, exactly. Yeah. Now the 7 of spades, throwing another club.
And now this is beautiful. We get to make our decision while we're still just running our tricks. So we're going to play our diamonds, and all we're going to do is watch for the king and the queen of hearts. If we don't see those cards, we're going to test clubs, right? And that's the only thing we're going to do here. So here, we didn't see the hearts we were looking for. So we play a club, and we hope that it's working. Not working, but we did the best we could with the cards we had here.
Yeah, nothing we could do.
And let's take a look. Does 4 spades just make 4 here? I didn't.
Yeah, it was the same idea. As long as they get that, as long as they get that heart shift done.
Yep.
Wow, what a weird lead. He had king, queen, 9, 8, 6 of hearts.
He knew it was bad. He's a cheater. The robot kind of knew we had the hand there. All right, this one very straightforward. We're too strong for anything but 1 heart here, and obviously we're too shapely for anything else. Now it goes a heart past 2 hearts double. Make your call in the chat, folks. Tell us what you want to do, and then we will come back and evaluate the hand as well. Take your time with this one. Kind of went very quickly through this. And so 1 heart pass, partner raised 2 hearts, and then it went double on our right. I like the bids in the chat here. I think I would do pretty much the same thing here. I would be bidding 4 hearts, Gavin. You?
Yeah, when I have a hand like this, I just first do a little quick double check on what I think I would need to make a slam. And so I like if I'm deciding whether to bid 4 hearts or not, once I've decided I'm going to bid 4 hearts, then that's when I start thinking, well, but can I miss a slam if I bid 4 hearts? And I start thinking, well, what do I need from partner? I need a singleton club. I need the king, queen of hearts and the queen of diamonds. That's right on the bubble. Whether partner, if they're counting their dummy points, that would be 7 high card points and a singleton club, which would bring them to 10. That would fit in their range. That's one very specific hand, though. So I don't think that it's worth exploring. That's usually when I'm looking for slam. If I can come up with a bunch of hands quickly that I can make slam, that's when I start looking. But if I can if I have to build 1 perfect hand, that's usually not enough for me to look for slam. So I like jumping to 4 hearts on this hand.
Yeah, and my whole spiel here is that when it goes 1 heart, 2 hearts, or 1 spade, 2 spades, if you're thinking of slam, you probably forgot to open 2 clubs usually, right? So there are ways you might be able to make a forward going bid, but for the most part, you're not usually going to be dialing into a slam from this seat here, unless you have a hand like this that has some pretty interesting shape. Now, tell me something here, Gavin. We had a question come through the email as well. What do you consider value for shortness in the long hand?
So value for shortness, I don't count points for value. So the way I perceive dummy points or points in general is I only add points to my hand for features in my hand that add to my trick taking potential. And when you have a singleton spade like we have here with the long trumps, our 2 of hearts is going to take a trick regardless of the singleton spade. The singleton spade is not adding tricks to our hand, so I won't add points to my hand.
But it's adding value.
It is adding value.
You have to understand that it's better, but it's not necessarily the same as if we are looking at shortness with 3 trumps, right? Because now we know that's an extra trick every time.
Exactly. Okay. It's just like the one thing that you can't do is if you recklessly add dummy point, it is definitely better to have the singleton than not have the singleton.
Clear.
But yeah. if you add dummy points when you're the long hand in trumps, what's going to happen is you're going to end up bidding games that you're just dummy comes down and you're like, but we just don't have enough tricks. You're just not there. The whole idea is if we're going to push to get to 25-point games or sub 25 because of our shortness, the points that we're adding always need to add tricks or we're going to just not have enough to make our contract.
Yeah. Okay. So let's jump to 4 hearts here, and we will find ourselves across from an interesting hand again. Okay. Partner has not a ton for us, except that diamond shortness is pretty good. And it looks like we're going to have a little guess in the heart suit to determine what's going on.
So when I mean, I can give you a second to take a look at the hand for sure, but when it looks like we might not end up actually being able to worry about hearts because we're going to end up having to trump our jack of diamonds in the dummy, and after we use the ace king of diamonds to throw away one of our clubs,
to get back to our hand,
we're also going to need to rough a club in dummy. So by the end of it all, we're probably not going to have to worry about the queen of hearts. Oh, or perhaps they're giving us a chance to establish the spade suit. Right. So now we know that a lot about this situation, right? We know our left-hand opponent only had they don't have ace king of spades. That would be a really, I guess they could have ace king fourth and they were trying to give their partner a rough.
I mean, I would be shocked if that's happening.
That would be really, so it looks like they have ace doubleton of spades or it's a really weird play either way to lead ace of spades and a spade looking at that dummy.
We're roughing this for sure.
Sure, we're roughing.
Get that out of the way and then.
Because so when this dummy hit, I had a plan. My plan was going to be to trump a diamond in dummy, and in the process throw away a club, and then trump a club in dummy, and that was going to be a perfect line of play. But now their defense has given us this totally new option. There's now a spade suit that is very much establishable on the dummy. It's
remember our right-hand opponent doubled 2 hearts also, right? So that was just a doubleton on our left. Right? It was ace small.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so
good call. I was so busy thinking about slam, I totally forgot that they doubled. Good information. Good to keep track of what your opponent's made.
That's right. Right. So here we kind of know that. All right, ace jack fourth was to our right, so we have kind of a roughing finesse in that spot, but we have left-hand opponent over roughing us.
Let's
talk about the points though. That we're missing 2 points in diamonds, 2 points in hearts. And lefty had the ace of spades, right? They led the ace, not the king. So right,
they led the ace.
So right, he has king jack, fourth of spades, the queen of hearts, the queen of diamonds. That's 4, 6, 8, 10, 13. They just have everything here, right?
Yeah, they don't necessarily have to have the queen of hearts. I would think that they could have 11 with a
stiff heart. Yeah.
But that does say that we do have this option of playing a diamond to our jack and throwing away both dummies clubs. But what I'm seeing, so if East has the queen of hearts, we can take the rest of the tricks from here.
Yeah.
But if West has the queen of hearts, we're not going to be able to. And let's look at why. So if West has queen third of hearts, even though that's what I think is happening. Okay. Let me start by saying, because our right hand opponent doubled 2 hearts, I think that our left hand opponent has the heart length, which means they're more likely to have the queen of hearts. They have 3 hearts most likely on our left. Now, if they have 3 hearts, the way I see us possibly making the rest of the tricks is we can play heart to dummy's king. We can play a diamond to our jack. We can play the ace king of diamonds, throwing away clubs from dummy, and then we can play ace of clubs, club rough. But now we're going to come back to our spades back to our hand by roughing spades. And now if West has the queen of hearts, they're going to be able to over rough. So that's going to kill that plan. So we have to kind of make a decision about who has the queen of hearts, because if we go that route, we could end up losing to the queen of hearts, and then they play back a heart, and we lose a rough and dummy. Alternatively, what is our alternative? Our alternative is to
if we could if East has the queen of hearts, we have just a lot of ways we could go about this, basically. But
yeah, if East has the queen of hearts, we're fine, exactly. But if West has the queen of hearts, what are we going to do? So what if hearts are 2-2? If hearts are 2-2, we could go ace of hearts.
Well, we could just play heart, end in dummy, and take a roughing finesse in spades, and then now we're just set, right?
Yeah, but that's gonna what happens when they don't cover the queen of spades, and we throw away a club and they ruff with their last trump and play back a club.
No,
now
we're talking. We've drawn 2 rounds of trump.
Yeah, well, let's say they had 3.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm saying if West has 3 trumps in that circumstance, then when we play ace of hearts, heart to the king.
Yep.
If West has 3 trumps, we're going to lead the queen of spades from dummy, trying to roughing finesse east.
Yep.
They're going to play low. They're not going to cover with their king.
Yep.
And we're going to discard a loser.
Pitch, and then they just lead a heart, and now we're.
Well, no, they would be roughing with they would be roughing with their last heart.
Yeah.
But when they play back a club, we don't have an entry to get to dummy to set up the spades, and then an entry to get back to dummy to enjoy the spades. So we have to kind of make a decision on. Well, let's see. So we are either going to play a heart to the king, diamond to the jack.
I don't mind that. I think it's based on what we know and at least some robot experience. That seems like it's the likeliest one to just be decent for us.
We're still going to have a problem where we're going to have to. Okay, let's do that.
I mean,
let's go.
Let's just think about it. If this person has 13 points, they might have 2 hearts, right? But if they only have 11, they rate to just have a singleton heart. Right?
Yeah, so. Right. It's just so weird that they would play ace and another spade unless they have 3 hearts. Like I don't. It just seems like such a bizarre play. All right, let's go. Heart to the king. All right, let's do it. Oh no! Where did that come from? So that means that east was So the queen of hearts is on side. So that's fine. So that's okay from here. We can throw both the clubs from dummy, and at least the queen of hearts will be on side. So we can rough a club.
Yeah, rough a spade.
Rough a spade. No. Yeah. This gets over.
Oh.
Yeah. That sucked.
What did we forget on this one?
Well, Chris is saying east is a passed hand, so we knew one of those queens was in the wrong place. But honestly, both of them is
passed originally.
I mean, I don't know whether we could have actually even done that much better on this hand.
I think our line was. Wait, we definitely had the right heart position in the left-hand opponent's hand. I didn't. Who notified us? Chris, thank you. Chris, we needed that like 4 minutes ago.
Yeah.
we neither of us noticed east passed originally.
No clue.
And one of us forgot they doubled. So we're on a good tack here, 57.
Hey, we're still at 57%, you know. It's not the end of the world.
Let's wake up a little bit here. All right. So we have it's a good hand. Way too good for 1-0. We open a diamond, partner bids a spade. Let's ask the audience on this, and then I'm interested to see what you would do with your hand here, Gavin. Mm-hmm. Diamond, a spade, pass to you. Make your call. You see over this shoulder. Do you see what that is, Gavin? Can you see it?
I know, but I know because you've been talking about it for a couple weeks. But yeah, barely. It's very small, but yeah, you got your ball machine.
The lobster, as they call it in Boston. The lobster that shoots tennis balls at me. It's a very good socially distanced way to get exercise, I can tell you that.
Yeah, so we have 2 choices here that fit our hand. A 3 diamond rebid would show 16 to 18 with 6 diamonds, and a 2-no trump rebid would show 18 or 19 balanced. We have only 17 high card points, but our diamond suit is worth way more than 10 points. Yeah. Our 10 of diamonds is taking a trick for sure, and our 2 of diamonds is taking a trick for sure. So those are extra tricks which we can add extra points to our hand for. So I like bidding 2-0 on a hand like this. I think that it's going to keep the 3 cards. We also have 3 card spade support, which when you rebid 3 diamonds really gets hidden. It's very hard to recover a 5-3 spade fit, but by bidding 2-no trump, we actually have this opportunity that partner might be able to use check back of whatever sort that the robots play, new minor forcing or check back steam in or whatever it is.
I'm always way more comfortable bidding 2-no when partner bids a heart with this hand, but I'm still in the 2-no trump camp as well. Like, I think that gives us the best options going forward. And now partner bids 3 spades, which is, for them is it. What would this be in a standard agreement if you play just some sort of normal system here? Would you just play this as weak with 6 spades, basically, or
I've
would you play it as?
I've never played a normal system. I don't even.
Gotcha.
I would always played something where I knew
like
what three
Wolf or
spades meant.
something. Or,
Yeah, I mean, you need to have this bid be forcing. So that's why you need to play a convention in this auction. You need to be able to just say I have 6 spades in a good hand over 2-no trump, and without just jumping to 4 spades. So it needs to be forcing, but you need to play a convention to make to. You need a way to show the weak hand that just wants to sign off in 3 spades, and also a way to show the strong hand.
Maybe we can talk about that at some point in a class of ours, but here I'm just going to be bidding 4 spades with this hand.
Yeah, right.
I've shown kind of what I wanted to show, and we'll give it to partners, see if they want to continue. And there they go. All right, so 4-no trump, we have 2 key cards. We're going to give them 5 hearts. And they have signed off in 5 spades. Nothing we can do here. And, okay, looks like we are not the best, but not the worst.
Well, we're hoping that they play back a club. Okay, no. So no, because if they played back a club, we had some chances of getting rid of our hearts on our diamonds. But now we are in a spot where we're going to need to figure out the queen of trumps. So with this spade suit,
I would just
we're going to play the ace of spades first, because our only decision will be whether to finesse. It's possible that if East had none of them, it would be a marked finesse. All right, well,
yeah, it's over. Okay,
this did not work out so
well. we can claim we're going to lose 1 trump trick here. We're going to take all the rest, and nothing we can really do about that. I wouldn't expect this to be a bad score, but we did go down in percentage. Because I guess they weren't bidding.
Well, we weren't rebidding 2 diamonds. That was not possible.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, we weren't opening 1-no trump. That was not happening. No. Yeah. Okay. Well,
it's all bad bidding. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a good one. We have a 24 count and a solid 7 card club suit.
20 count.
20 count. Sorry. Your bid, Gavin.
I mean, this is for me a pretty normal 1 club opener. I'm not looking to open 2 clubs when I don't want
4 losers.
Yeah, I just think that when you open 2 clubs with these hands, what ends up happening is partner ends up having partner has like a 10-point hand and puts you in 6, and you're just nowhere close to 6. So I just open a club. I don't see what bad happens to you when you open a club. I'm not expecting it to get all passed. Yeah, so now, I mean, I would make sure that we're in game. So our partner showed us 7 or more points or whatever with 4 hearts. We're definitely going to go to game. Do we play? I mean, we're going to go to 3-no trump. The question is whether we want to bid 3-no trump now, or if we want to bid 2 spades as a forcing bid to maybe discover if partner has a 5th heart for their negative double. The only way partner could have 5 hearts for their negative double is if they weren't strong enough to bid 2 hearts, which would show 10 points. So they could have like 8 points and 5 hearts, and then it would be pretty annoying to play 3-no trump. But at the same time, I just think I would just bid 3-no trump.
I agree. I would do it. I would do it with a lesser hand as well, obviously, just with the 8 tricks I'm looking at here. And it looks like we have way more than 8. Wow. Okay.
And partner had 5 hearts.
Yeah.
And less than 10 points. So they did have the hand that this is exactly the kind of hand that they had to make a negative double. But we're in a pretty. I'm not
I like
that
this.
unhappy about this, except for what's weird about this heart suit. Okay, so sorry. Let me. I'm jumping ahead pretty much here, as usual.
Shot out of a cannon there.
Yeah. Well, we got to count our tricks. Let's count our tricks. Everybody count their tricks. Slow down.
Yeah, it's very important. And also remember that the West player is the player that entered the auction.
Oh yeah, thank you.
When a club is spade on this one, and they did it with, at most, the Queen Jack of spades. So they have some stuff. In fact, I kind of know what I want to do already on this end. Yeah, it's looking like 10 off the top. Right, 7 clubs, the ace of hearts is 8, and 2 spades is 10. We can definitely develop a diamond trick, and we can maybe develop a whole bunch of heart tricks. Well, what are you thinking on this one, Gavin?
Yeah, here's what I see happening. So let's look at whether we have 2. There's 2 pretty standout plays to me right now. We can either knock out the ace of diamonds, or we can try to establish hearts. Now this spade gets led. We're gonna win the ace, and we're gonna finesse the heart. Let's say we leave the jack of hearts around to the queen.
Well,
Okay,
let's
but
take the first trick and just kind
okay.
of get this off the table, and now we're just going to be in our hand.
So we can take the heart finesse, and that's going to be fine if so the jack, let's say the jack of hearts loses to an honor. That's the one option. They're going to win, and they're going to play back a spade. At that point, we might be able to just elope with the whole heart suit, right,
Yes.
and take the rest of the tricks if they don't take their ace of diamonds then. But if it goes jack of hearts and they cover with the honor, we're going to be, our entry to the king of spades is gone, right? So that's one bad thing that can happen to us. Can anything else bad happen to us if we lead the jack of hearts? Like, even then, if they cover the honor, we can win the ace of hearts. We can just abandon. We can abandon the spade and just play a heart back to our nine. Sure. Yeah. That's the same trick that we would have got. They would have to duck that trick anyway.
Yeah.
And then we can lead the king of diamonds out of our hand.
Yeah. And here's the other thing. I know, or at least I'm very confident the hearts are split at least. And it's because, think about left-hand opponents' vulnerable overcall that they made. They have at most the queen jack of spades. They have no cards in clubs. The most they can have in diamonds is ace jack. That's an 8 count with a terrible suit. I would expect the king or the queen, or honestly both of those cards, to be in left-hand opponent's hand on this auction. So
yeah, that's fair.
I'm a big proponent of jack of hearts here. And now exactly what you said. We'll play.
We're going to abandon that king of spades and dummy. We can't cash it now, and let's just play a heart.
And we're trading off, to be honest, right? If they let us have this, we've just traded off that king of spades for the 9 of hearts.
Okay, so right. So now we can just, we would lead the queen of diamonds is a good play right there. I mean, it's now if they play back a spade, we're good, but they didn't.
Okay.
But they won't know for sure that we don't have a diamond left.
We'll pitch a bunch of spades too, just to kind of keep them.
Well, they'll know we don't have a spade, because if we have a spade, we have the rest of the tricks. As soon as they see we have 7 clubs, they know we have 1 card left. Yeah. So they're gonna know that they need to either keep a heart or a diamond, and
we're gonna pitch all the hearts. That we're gonna surrender our trick there.
Same 2 tricks we were always going to lose. They did well to duck the king of hearts.
They did very well, yes. If they don't, we just take all 12 tricks, basically. But now we have our wheelhouse here. Back to our garden variety 1 no trump. Partner transfers, we bid 2 hearts. And they bid 3 no. I always bid 4 hearts here. Yeah.
Well, with this hand, we have a doubleton. We have a lot of reasons to bid 4 hearts. So you don't always, like, if you're 4-3-3, you're easily allowed to pass this hand.
Yes, but I mean, I'm saying for instructional purposes, you're almost never going to be wrong if you choose the major here. And in general, a lot of people try to kind of get a top by passing 3-0 in weird situations. So that's all I'm trying to get across. Is it's usually bad for business. Major's going to be good for you. All right. Not the worst. Take your time, folks. Count your losers and make a plan here. It's very interesting. There's one player you're very comfortable having on lead and another that you really fear here. And we are halfway through, not doing too bad here. Not like last week, but still getting some good scores.
Kelly, you're going all out with those emoji.
I was like, who is that?
So, like Rob said, there's a pretty critical, dangerous opponent that we have here. We have this spade suit that our king of spades is wide open. Where if we let our right-hand opponent in east, they're going to play a spade, and if the ace of spades is offside, we're going to lose 2 spades. But we know we're going to take the diamond finesse in a way that it's going to lose to west. The only other finesse we're going to need to sort out on this hand is the trump queen. We have to decide where the trump queen is, and there's exactly what Rob says is that we have one hand that we're much more comfortable losing the trick to. So when it comes to playing this trump suit, I would like to draw trumps by finessing east for the queen. That way, if it loses, we're not going to just lose 2 spade tricks on top of everything else.
Good. And when we make this decision first, we kind of know where to win the lead. Right? We now know we can win the lead in dummy and plunk down the jack of hearts. And here, we don't want this to lose, but if it does, at least we're covered. Right? We're covered in that spade suit. We're going to do the exact same thing in diamonds after we draw trumps. So we're going to win the king of hearts. We're going to lead a heart to the ace.
Stop before you lead the queen of diamonds. Stop before you lead the queen of diamonds. So there's no reason to lead the queen of diamonds. If we lead the queen of diamonds
here
and it's a singleton king, it'll blow a trick. Exactly. So we play small to the
and we
10.
have entries because of the club. Yep. Okay.
Didn't
we
matter
lost
anyway.
both the way we were supposed to.
They did have a singleton diamond over there in the east hand, so at least if it was the king, if it was the king, then we would have saved the trick there by playing low.
And now we've locked in only one spade loser here, which is nice.
Yeah.
And we're just going to pitch it instead. Now we can say we didn't lose any spades on this hand. And look, the spades were terrible for us. Ace, queen, jack on the left. And there is the mark of a dangerous hand, guys. Take a look. This position is what we were trying to avoid, right? If we keep this player on lead, they can take at most one spade. The moment we let this player in, and obviously we could have gotten the heart finesse correct, but we were going to have taken a risk in that spot, right? If we get the heart finesse wrong and right-hand opponent wins, now we lose 2 spades rather than 1, right? So there we were just being safe the whole time. Ooh, what are we doing? Diamond on your right, folks. Make your bid. We need 3 boards. We need probably about 12 to 13% to win this thing, I think. And just if you're wondering, it says sign up for this Saturday at LearnBridge.nyc. We have another Real Bridge demo. I know some of you played last weekend. We have now opened this weekend up to everybody after making sure we get the people that missed the first one in first. Everyone can join, and you can do that right on the top of LearnBridge.nyc. There's a form right there for you. This is great. You guys are all on the same page. You're passing because you don't have anything you can actually bid with this hand. Everything you could think of doing is wrong. And even though you may, in fact, have the best hand at the table, and we know you do because this is one of those tournaments, it still doesn't give us a bid to make that makes sense.
We have a great defensive hand here.
Absolutely. And usually here we will see something from partner. And now, okay, so the double is not a normal double because of the position it exists in, but I want to see what the crew is going to do now. What bid are you making when partner doubles? 1 diamond, pass, double, pass to you. Usually we would expect partner as the doubler to have an opening hand, but our partner was in the balancing seat. Right, so they do not need to have an opening hand or better to be doubling in this seat. In fact, they could have appreciably lower than an opening hand and still make this call. But what do you do with this type of hand in this situation, Gavin?
So there's a bid that I would make that is the correct bid, and then there's a bid that we're going to make in this tournament. And this is a classic textbook 2-no trump bid.
Yeah.
We have an opening hand, and that is actually what 2-no trump will convey to partner. Partner, it's almost like when partner makes this balancing double, it's almost as if partner's like making a simple overcall. That's the point range. It's got the same mentality. Partner showed like 8 or more points.
Yep.
So when we can't just blast game because we have an opening hand. I see nobody really wanted to in the chat, which is good.
You did great there. And if we reverse this, like if partner doubles in the direct seat, this is clearly 3-no because your partner doubled showing an opening hand. This is totally different because partner is in a spot where they really need to bid frequently. So they're allowed to do so with a much wider range. So
right. So, but then there's this tournament that we're playing where we're the best hand at the table. Yeah. And so we know partner can't have more than 13 points. So the only, to me, the risk of us bidding 2-no trump is there's 2 things. One is partner might bid game and we go down. And the other is partner might pass and we go down.
Right.
And so those are 2 bad things that can happen to us when we bid 2-no trump. And bidding 1-no trump is going to secure our plus score. It's going to throw the robots off. They're not going to know we have as good of a hand that we have. It's got so much going for us in this tournament that to me, it's, I really want to bid 1-no trump. But under the with the impression that everybody has to understand that this is a standard two-no trump bid.
This is a robot bid, not a real bridge bid. Well, we wouldn't ever be able to redouble there, right? Our partner doubled. Passing might have been in your thought process, but it's just too much risk with a hand like this.
You
You
can't
love defending higher level contracts, but not like one diamond with a hand.
It's never a good idea to pass for penalties when the opponents could have more trumps than the level they're playing at.
Yes.
So like if they're at the 1 level, you really want to be confident the opponents don't have 8 trumps between them. And if you're at the 2 level, you want to make sure that the opponents don't have 9 trumps before you start doubling them. Yeah. When you have an extra trump for the level you're playing at, you're going to make your contract way more tricks than what you're expecting.
Bingo. All right. So looks like we did well. We don't want to be in game for sure on this one when we see partners hand, even though they have a way better hand than we would expect them to have. Right? This is not the worst hand at all. But we do a little quick accounting of the points, and this is very helpful when one of the opponents has either opened or overcalled or doubled. We can see that partner has 12, we have 13. That's 25. So right-hand opponent, let's give them 12. That's 37, meaning lefty has at most a king or 3 points, right? So most of the stuff we're looking for is probably an east. So with that being said, what are we playing at trick 1, Gavin, and what's our plan going forward?
Well, the only suit that we're going to have to really put a lot of thought into is going to be the club suit. We're going to need to knock out the ace of spades in order to get our 2 spade tricks. We have no future to build tricks in hearts. We have our 2 heart tricks for sure, but there's no chance that we're going to take an extra trick.
No spots, nothing.
And in the diamonds, we have this 10 of diamonds, and if there was no bidding, we would automatically play low from dummy, and that would be because what if West has underled the queen jack?
Yeah.
Playing low from dummy is going to mean we're going to win our 10. So you normally would play low, but we have this added information that East has opened 1 diamond. So we know that's not the reason to play low. So we might fly king, not saying we will. But so we have this club suit. This club suit's interesting. We're missing the king and the queen of clubs. So again, if there's no bidding, let's talk about the suit. There's a couple ways that we're gonna get a trick with the ace, and as long as the suit breaks, we're gonna get the last club trick. So we're gonna get the ace of clubs. We're gonna get the last club trick. The question is, can we play this club suit for 3 winners instead of 2 winners? Is there a way? And so there's actually 2 ways to play. So if West has king queen of clubs, which we know is not the case, we could play club to the jack. That's one way.
Yeah, we're certain that's not the case.
We know that West doesn't have both. Okay, so now it's a question of if the club honors are split, how can we play this club suit in a way that will get us 3 tricks? So it's actually a guess position. This is a really complicated suit combination where there's 2 possible layouts that we can cater to. One where West has honor third and East has honor doubleton. Okay, if West has king third, let's say, and East has queen doubleton, then what we need to do is we need to lead the 10 from our hand, have it go low, low, queen, and then we can finesse again on the next round.
Or they cover, and then we just duck a club and hope that they're taking it with their second honor. Yeah.
Right. Alternatively, if they cover the 10 of clubs, exactly, then we can get that queen out the second time. But that will not work if West has queen doubleton and East has king third. Then the way we need to play the club suit is small from our hand, have the honor doubleton play low, have it go jack and lose to the king, and now the ace will drop the honor doubleton. Okay, so there's 2 different ways that we can play this club suit, and what we have to decide is who is more likely to have a doubleton club. That is which is such a subtle thing for us to work out. Some hands make it easy. Some hands there's enough information between the bidding and maybe we can attack a side suit to kind of figure it out. This hand, there's really nothing to go on except for the fact that it looks like East is balanced. So if the fact that East is balanced, I guess that doesn't really matter. I mean, they could have a doubleton club, they could have a doubleton heart, they could have a doubleton spade.
Right.
Where does that leave us?
First things first. We want to play low, or I mean, it doesn't. The key thing to understand is that it doesn't look like it really matters because you would guess that righty has both of these honors, maybe queen jack. So we can always maybe take an extra trick in diamonds later. But do we want to maybe give ourselves any reason to be in our hand here, or win the king?
We're going to need to decide what to do in clubs. So, but maybe we can. Yeah, then we can't, even if we start, we can't knock out the spade too early on this hand, because if we knock out the spade too early, they can just duck the spade and and eventually they'll have a good spade. So we don't really want to do that. We need to attack clubs first. I think let's go let's go low. I would like to play east for the Doubleton club. So the way we do that is by winning the ace and leading the 10 of clubs from our hand. All right. Well, so now we're going to play a small club from dummy. That's what we were playing for. Queen or king, whatever it was. Nope. Got it wrong. It was not the end of the world, but that was our trick that we club to the jack. Yeah. Okay. Well. Well, at least we only made 2.
Our winners.
So game.
Well, we kind of knew. We were happy to not be in game, even though technically we did have 25 points. That did not look like the sexiest of games to be in. But yeah, we treaded water there with kind of half the match points.
Yeah, it all came down to how well we would have guessed the club, but it was just a complete guess.
Ooh, 18. All right. We're going to open a club. It's going to go 1 heart. Make your bid, folks. This will be one of your last chances to excel for the day. Make your call. What bid are you making after it goes 1 club, 1 heart to you? I definitely don't like 2-0, but I think it might almost be too good for 3 hearts here. I'm kind of torn on this one, Gavin. And obviously our position in the tournament might have something to do with what we choose to do with this hand, but I don't really think it should here. What are you bidding, Gavin?
I think it's really close. I like that I give myself a dummy point for that spade Doubleton, but I don't like the queen jack third of diamonds. Those are not good points. So I'm pretty close. I think it's right on the bubble of 3 and 4. I think most people in the tournament are going to be bidding 4. Yeah. So I would like to go 3.
Okay. I don't mind bidding 3-0 in a spot like this either.
What's 3-0?
Well, it's just let's play 3-0. They usually pass that.
Oh yeah, no. Let's support our partner. All right, now let's try and make exactly.
So now 3. We have to hope we're not making 4, and this is good.
Perfect.
Yeah, this is amazing. This is what we want.
Dream.
We may still make 4, but we're going to need a lot of help for us to do that. You can see we have 2 diamonds and a spade loser on this lead. And now we have to guess clubs and hearts successfully to make 10 tricks. So we are elated to only be in 3. Good job. By the way, the crew was with you, Gavin. The crew was all on the 3 heart train pretty much. The 2-0 trump bidders, you forgot you had a fit already. So you never bid 2-0 when you find a major suit fit. You raise that major suit to the appropriate level. And that's usually when you're looking at a 2-0 bid. It's either 3 or 4, basically. So here, I want to just simplify the process here and just win the ace of spades and take a heart finesse. What do you think about that, Gavin?
Well, I think I see an issue with that line of play is that we're going to run out of dummy entries very, very quickly. So we if we do go ace of hearts, heart to the jack, and it loses, or it wins, we're going to win the jack of hearts. We're going to cash the jack king of hearts and finish drawing trumps. Now, when we don't want to play clubs out of our hand, the clubs that we have a finesse position through east. So
you can always rough a diamond as long as we're
but look what happens. Look what happens is now. So they force us to rough with our last heart in our hand with the spade before we rough the dummy with the diamond. So now what ends up happening?
If they clear the trumps before we, okay.
No, so I'm saying, so we win the ace of spades. We play heart to the 8, heart to the jack, king of hearts. Now the trumps are gone.
Spade.
We play the queen of diamonds because we're trying to get to dummy to take the club finesse. They're going to win. They play spade, taking our last trump from our hand. Now we play another diamond, and now they force us. Now we're out of trumps before we get to play the club.
Yeah, but now if we take a club hook and then get to drawing hearts, we might just realize a club rough also.
So we will, but that's gonna take the queen of clubs being offside. and the hand that wins the queen of hearts on our left being able to get over to their partner to get a ruff, or vice versa. I think we should duck this trick, sever their communication, and actually not even get involved with taking any finesses. Oh, that was an interesting play. So now we don't have that same issue that I was talking about before. I think they played the 7 of clubs. What a weird play that was.
That's nice that we have the spade stopper now, that we can just keep them from tapping us.
Yeah. So now we go up and draw trumps. Let's.
You can always take a club finesse later.
I also don't think the club finesse is onside. That's
well,
just like,
when he leads a club, it's
yeah.
I can't say that it's 100%, but it's close to 100% that the finesse is off.
Right. I'm not even. I actually think that we should play for that. I think we should just
play king of clubs.
Yeah, I just don't see it. Yeah.
And if it's wrong, good.
Yeah,
it was certainly not wrong.
All right,
both finesses were off. No, we're down, bro.
Well, we're down. Oh, whatever. Even better.
Exactly.
Even better.
It's good. It's good that we only bid 3. That's for sure. That was a good choice. Minus 100 is way better than minus 2. All right. Let's see if that Garnet.
That's got to be a good board. How can that not be a good board? Because 3 no trump makes.
Yep, 71. Good. No, well, they let him play 2 spades somehow with these hands. That's bizarre. Okay. Last chance to excel. We're in 5th place. We need something special here. I'm not going to lie. But we're not being dealt anything special from what it looks like to me. Like, I wouldn't do anything but bid a heart here.
Yeah, we have to bid a heart.
I think we're just going to make a normal bid.
Hopefully, yeah, no, but hopefully what a lot of people are going to take out doubles. We talk about this situation a lot, that you have to show your 5-card suit first.
I'm bidding 4 hearts.
You have to show your 5-card suit first so that you don't miss the 5-3 fit. If you double.
Whoa, Carol, thank you so much for that generous super chat. That is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Carol. That is very generous of you. So yeah, so here we're in the spot. Partner, what did partners double show? 7 and 9 points and 3 hearts. So that's it. Yeah, I'm with you. Let's bid 4 hearts and
we'll see if we buy it. Right? They might consider.
Well, if we don't,
again.
I'd be thrilled. I'd be thrilled to be defending 5 diamonds doubled. Yeah.
All right. Wow, nice hand. So let's get through the first trick or two, and then let's reconvene. Diamond to the king, and here comes the club. Okay. So we are now in 4 hearts. We see the auction essentially was a diamond opening bid on our right. We overcalled and left-hand opponent cubit, right, showing a good diamond race. And then East competed to the 4 level. So take that into consideration when you plan your play here. And what do we want to do? And what's our plan on this hand? Not the easiest hand, but certainly something we can do well with. Michael's would be a 5-5 hand usually for the question in the chat. I am of the, or at least the strategy now that I've gone minus 1400 enough times. I only like to make my Michaels and or my unusual no trump bids with 5-5 and nothing else, right? 5-5 or better. If I'm below that, I never ever make those bids because I've gotten into way too much. Oh, Gavin, you already typed it in there. Nice. Yes, no exceptions. Agreed. You definitely want to be 5-5.
I'll just tell you, I love playing against people who Michaels on 5-4.
Yeah, of course you do.
My favorite thing to do.
To go plus.
Yeah,
in a huge way at some point.
It's just so easy to double Michaels and get people for numbers. And if you have that extra loser and that 1 fewer trump, you're dead to rights. You can't do it.
And when you make it, you're torturing partner and partner only. They're the ones playing it. All right, so what are we thinking here, Gavin? It's hard to know where everything is, but also it seems like it plays itself.
I'm going to take a finesse. I mean, like, what are they like? Listen, if it goes king of clubs, club rough back, such as life.
Yeah, exactly. There it went.
Yeah, we'll just keep taking finesses.
Yeah, we got to do it. All right, at least that's off too.
How many points is this? Okay, all right. Well,
they're giving us a free finesse here at least. Maybe.
Yeah. So we have enough entries to no, we can't ever set up the club, but so we need to cash. Would they have played the 10 of hearts back from queen 10 third No. Anyway, so cash the king of hearts, cash the king of hearts, cash the king of hearts.
Yeah.
There's no, the diamond's not getting overruffed. And now we can play a club, rough it in our hand, diamond, rough it.
Oh, I clicked way too fast there. That was my bad, folks.
Don't worry. We weren't going to win anyway.
Yeah, exactly. We can just claim city this one. I was not expecting the Queen of Hearts to come out of that hand. They usually save that for another time. But that was... Is Nikki Hudak in the chat? That would be terrible for her to see. Okay, good.
All right, no, we would have.
Looks like we weren't really going to catch...
Maybe, not even. Yeah.
The top two, so this was okay. It didn't cost us much. All right, so 85 down to 59. You can see how the mighty have fallen. But I think we did pretty well today as far as the decisions we had, other than that last misclick there.
Yeah, this time we had a couple guesses that we had to make with absolutely no information, and when those happen, you're just you're supposed to be getting half of them right and half of them wrong. And when you're playing an 8-board tournament and you're getting 2 or 3 guesses wrong, you cannot succeed.
And just the way I always like to think about those is this game is a lifelong endeavor, right? So if you're always making the right play, or at least the correct mechanical play with those cards, you're going to be doing well in the long run, right? Even though it might not be specifically right in certain spots, it's right in perpetuity, so you just continue to do the same thing.
Well, and so sometimes, like in a hand like that hand where we had 10-4 of clubs opposite ace jack fourth, like we looked at the hand, we tried to find a reason why we would go one way or the other. We did our due diligence, could not come up with a way, so we had to eventually just take a pure guess, and that's going to happen to you. The hard part is putting in the work to make sure, because there might have been enough information, there might have been something. Some piece of information that we could have used to make us think, okay, well, actually East is more likely to have a doubleton, or actually West is more likely to have a doubleton. Sometimes it's going to be there, so you have to go through that work, but sometimes you're not going to have anything come out of it, and you're going to end up like we were doing.
Babs came up with exactly what happened. You should have shaved. I agree. If you would have just shaved today, we would have had at least 12% more there.
Okay.
So, but you can't break tradition either. I'm a big fan of not breaking the mo. So, we travel the same circles. I know how important that is for sure.
No, my team, I would be disowned on my team.
They would kill you if you shaved.
No, they would actually throw the match that day just in spite.
Just to prove.
Just to prove, like, you cannot shave when we're in the middle of an event.
How dare you? Bruce, thank you so much for the super chat as well. Appreciate that, guys. And this Saturday, we're doing another bridge demo on Real Bridge. I know some of you saw that, and you were as impressed as we were. So we're excited to get as many of you onto that program as possible. And let me see if I can show you where the sign-in sheet is here. There it is. All right, so if you just go to learnbridge.nyc, you'll see on the top of the page, you can sign up for this event, and you will see that we're kind of getting back to normal. 4 people at a table, you can see all 4 of us, you can talk to each other, and you can have a fun afternoon of bridge, and then afterwards talk about the hands with us for about a half hour in a Zoom chat. So we're looking forward to that. Sign up as quickly as you can for that, and you'll get information afterwards in the confirmation email. Yeah,
we definitely will. You can expect some information in the confirmation, and then I will be sending out an email later in the week with more precise information about what to do when the game starts and where to go with your partner, or if you're looking for a partner, and just we're excited to make it bigger. Last week we kind of wanted to get our feet wet.
Wanted to make sure we didn't break it last week.
and it went really smoothly. Like, the game started on time, which I didn't think was going to be possible. We got the game going right at 2:00, and we got people over to the Zoom pretty easily. And so this week we decided, all right, let's open the floodgates and see how we can handle a much bigger game, and we're going to do something interesting that we will share information with you a little bit closer to Saturday. Excited. I'm excited. This time I'm going to hand over some of the movement responsibilities to Rob, so I can actually get to some tables and talk to people, because I feel like I wanted to say hi to a million people that I did not get a chance to say hi to. So I'm really excited to be able to do that.
All right, guys, and I will update the time for you guys on the front page there. It is updated in the forum as well, but sign up as soon as you can, and we will see many of you on Saturday, and the rest of you will either see in our classes or at the tables, or right back here on Wednesday mornings for the Wednesday morning tournament. So thanks a lot, folks, and we will see you very soon.